Today we'll be learning about the leg. And first, we'll look at a section through the leg, and then we'll be learning the leg under three different headings: the anterior compartment, the lateral compartment, as well as the posterior compartment. So let's look in the transverse section. So this section is taken through the mid part of my leg, and this red circle is indicative of a skin, and under the skin we had the superficial fascia, which is always containing a membranous and a fatty layer. Within this superficial fascia we have embedded the superficial veins, and medially located you can see this vein. This is my long saphenous vein, and posteriorly we have the short or the small saphenous vein. And then this green circle indicates the deep fascia, and inside that, first see the bones. We have two bones here, a big one and a small one. The big one is the tibia, and look at it, tibia is almost gone at one aspect under the skin, so there is no muscle intervening. So that part is subcutaneous part. And this is my tibia, and this tiny one is the fibula. And the place where tibia is directly related to my deep fascia, that's the subcutaneous border of my, or subcutaneous surface of my tibia bone. And then as usual we have these intermuscular septums, and then the interosseous membrane, which interosseous membrane connects my tibia with the fibula, and these intermuscular septum divides my leg region into three distinct compartments. And then what do we have? Anteriorly we have the compartment which is the anterior compartment of the leg, and the muscles who are living here, their job is, their function is, they are the dorsiflexors of what? They are the dorsiflexors of my ankle and inverters of my subtalar joint. Please make this distinction very clear in your minds. Dorsiflexion occurring at ankle joint, and inversion and eversion occurring at my subtalar joint, and these are two different joints. And the nerve who controls here is the deep fibular nerve, which is a branch of my common fibular nerve. And then look at the posterior compartment. These muscles are doing opposite. The anterior compartment was dorsiflexors, and these are the plantar flexors. But at the subtalar joint, both of these groups are behaving the same. They are the inverters, and their nerve is the tibial nerve. And then the lateral compartment, basically these muscles are everters, and eversion or inversion is occurring at my subtalar joint. So these muscles who are located in the lateral compartment, they are the everters, and these muscles are controlled by the superficial fibular nerve. This superficial fibular nerve and deep fibular nerve are the two terminal branches of my common fibular nerve. Now let's look at the anterior compartment of the leg, and there you can see a section, a leg where you can see under the skin some structures are visible, and the skin has been removed and the muscle group has been identified. So let's look in that. The first muscle which we can see in this compartment, that is my tibialis anterior muscle. It's coming from the tibia and it's going under my foot to be attached. So proximally it's coming from where? The lateral condyle and the superior half of the lateral surface of tibia, and adjoining interosseous membrane, and distally it's going where? To medial and inferior surface of my medial cuneiform bones. What are these cuneiform bones? These are the tarsal bones and the base of my first metatarsal. So these are the location where this tibialis anterior is attached proximally and distally. This muscle, what is its job? We have already talked about. It is a dorsiflexor of my ankle, and it inverts my foot at subtalar joint. And the nerve who controls it, it is a deep branch of my common fibular nerve, and that's deep fibular nerve. Going further, there's another muscle which you can see coming from the interosseous membrane, partially from the fibula, and then it's going towards the base of the distal phalanx of my big toe. That is, and look, the comparison is this muscle is extensor hallucis longus. In the upper limb, we use the term pollicis, and here we use the hallucis to distinct between the two different parts of the body. So this muscle proximally is attached the middle part of the anterior surface of the fibula and the interosseous membrane, and distally it goes to the base of the distal phalanx of my great toe, or the hallux. And this muscle, what it does, extend my big toe or the great toe and dorsiflex at ankle joint. And the nerve of this muscle, the nerve who controls this muscle, is my deep fibular nerve. Then the last group of this muscle, that you can see it's going to the digits. So suggest a name. It is my extensor digitorum longus. And then this muscle is coming from where? The lateral condyle of the tibia, you can see that, superior 3 quadrants of the medial surface of the fibula and the interosseous membrane. Simply you can say from the lateral condyle of tibia, from the fibula and from the interosseous membrane, and it's down. When it goes down, it splits in 4 tendons, and they are attached at the bases of as the distal phalanges of my 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th toes. So this muscle, basically what it does, it's an extensor. It extends the lateral 4 digits, and it's a dorsiflex at an ankle, and this muscle is also innervated by deep fibular nerve. There is another muscle which some books are writing, some books are not writing. That is a fibular tertius, and that muscle is presumed as a detached part of this extensor digitorum. So I'm not showing that muscle here, but if you find that muscle, don't get surprised, oh, one muscle has not been mentioned. The name of this muscle is fibularis tertius. Now let's look at the arteries who are present in the anterior compartment of the leg. So you can see here my popliteal artery, when it comes down, it gives an anterior tibial artery which comes in front of this interosseous membrane, and there it supplies, and when it reaches down to the dorsum of the foot, this is where it changes its name, and now we call it dorsalis pedis artery, and it is a very one of the clinically relevant site where we record the distal pulses once we are handling the vascular problems in different humans. And when someone is suffering from peripheral vascular diseases, at that time, locating for this dorsalis pedis artery and comparing with its counterpart, that's a real factor, and this establishes a lot in determining the flow of the blood pattern within my anterior tibial artery. So you can see that on this view, and then we can see where we can palpate. So how we can reach to this place, go to the first web space, starts going upward till you find a pulse, and that's the location where we can find the dorsalis pedis artery, definitely between the first digit and the second digit. And this is clinically significant and important, and you need to be knowing about it. Now, this is the summary of all 3 muscles which we have talked, their proximal distal attachments, their innervation and erection. And this is a must-know type of information. Summary, the same what we have talked about. I don't see there is any problem so far. So by this, we have completed the muscles who are present in the anterior compartment of my thigh.